One important topic that we have to discuss, obviously, is keywords. What are keywords? Now, some people might have the misconception that a keyword is a single word. Keyword is not a single word. Keyword is any word or group of words that would be involved in a search. So, if we did a keyword that said, best diet plans, that's a keyword. Just because it's called keyword doesn't mean that it's not one word. So it can be more than one word. There's a distinction also to make between short tail keywords and long tail keywords. A short tail keyword is a keyword that can be up to 3 words. So it can be pretty much anything that's up to 3 words. Over that, you have long tail keywords. So 4 words and more, up to 10, let's say, are long tail keywords. If you're going above 10, it's really superfluous, so it's unnecessary. But our focus is going to be on those long tail keywords. But why are we going to focus on long tail keywords? There's a few reasons why we want to focus on long tail keywords. To summarize search, obviously we know that Google is after relevancy, and something that's more relevant is going to be more appealing to them to show them at the top. So when it comes to long tail keywords, you can imagine that the longer the keyword, the more relevant it's going to be to search. So let's take, for example, best car tires. If I type in best car tires, now I'm not specifically in a buying cycle. I'm just looking for best car tires. I'm not being very, very specific. Or if I just want to type in, best tires, I'm also not being very specific. This is what's called a short tail keyword. As you can see, Google has given me a few auto suggestions here. They're trying to point out what some of the more popular searches are: best tires for SUV, best tires for Prius, best tires for the money. Now, best tires for the money is a long tail keyword. It's a little bit more relevant, but we're going to go more relevant than that even. But, first, let's understand that distinction between short tail keywords and long tail keywords. We don't want to target short tail keywords because it's really not relevant. It's not going to apply to the buying cycle as much. Somebody who's searching for best tires is not going to be as relevant to somebody searching for best tires for 2014, Mercedes, E350, let's say, for example, or E350 Sport, as you can see here, or 4MATIC wagon. This is a much more relevant search. We want to optimize for the relevant searches because that's how we're going to get the traffic. These long tail keywords are how we're going to approach SEO and how we're going to get you to rank high on Google SERPs quicker. It's not going to happen overnight, but then again, nothing worthwhile ever will. But we're going to go after these long tail searches because if you think about it, if you're using a long tail keyword, you're in that buying cycle. You're somebody who's searching for best tires for 2015 Mercedes E350 is much more ready to buy than somebody who's just searching for best tires, or even, best tires for the money, which is also a long tail keyword, but it's not as relevant. So we want to go after relevant long tail keywords, and that's going to be your quest in SEO, is to solely focus on these. And we're going to get into how we're going to optimize for these long tail keywords. But for now, it's really, really important to make that distinction. Now, what we want to find out is what are the best keywords to use. Now, and this is obviously going to come back to, what business are you in? What are you selling? What are you peddling? Are they products? Is it services? Or is it information? Are you selling information? It doesn't matter what you're selling. As long as you do a long tail keyword approach that's highly relevant, then you're going to succeed no matter what. You have to ensure that you meet all of the other rules, and don't try to game the system, so to speak. But if you take this approach, then you're going to succeed in SEO, as long as we have the fundamentals in place of high quality content, good links from other authority sites, et cetera, et cetera. We'll get into all of that stuff later, but for now, I just want you to focus on these long tail keywords. You're going to want to find long tail keywords. So how are you going to do that? A lot of people, have a little bit of frustration with this process because they have difficulty brainstorming and coming up with good keywords. Again, this boils down to, what business are you in? And, I'm not sure what business you're in, but, regardless of what business you're in, there are a few tools that you can use. Now, the one, as you saw me using here, obviously is Google. Google's auto suggestion. It's a great tool. It's not the be it end all. I wanted to make a few points about Google's auto suggestion. Before we move forward, I might want to search for best laptop, let's say for college, and you can see here it's giving me some auto suggestions. Best laptop for college students, best laptop for college 2015, best laptop for college engineering, best laptop for college under 500. So these are all long tail keywords. So we're going to go after one of these. And what I wanted to point out about Google auto suggestion is that these aren't necessarily in any order. Now, these aren't the most popular to the least popular search, or least popular to the most popular search. Google randomizes these, for a specific reason. It doesn't want you to know that much about its search, but what it wants to do is, obviously this auto suggestion is, a way to help people get the answers that they're looking for quickly, but this is also a relevancy thing. So, we have to look at the auto suggestion. It's a really, really great tool to use. So if you're searching and you're doing keyword research and brainstorming, this is one place to start. Start by typing out some words, but focus on long tail keywords. You want to go after the longer keywords. It's going to be better, especially in the beginning. If you don't have that trust in age, and that's hugely important. Let's say you have a website that's kind of new. Google just found out about it, even if it's a year old, or even if it's 2 years old. You're in something called the sandbox. The Google sandbox is, a relatively new virtual playground where Google will put websites that are misbehaving or they're new. What does the sandbox do? The sandbox is going to filter out search results so that whatever you're doing, it's not having as much of an impact if you have more age and more trust with Google. So this is a pretty frustrating thing, because people that are newcomers, ask questions like, how come I can't rank, and how come I'm not showing up at the top of search results? I'm doing everything, that I'm supposed to be doing, but you don't have the age, and you don't have the age. It's really, really frustrating. So there are some ways to overcome it, but there are not a tremendous amount of strategies to overcome it. You have to focus on content marketing, leveraging authority sites, and a bunch of other things that can be done, but you're going to be limited by the trust in age. So, that there are some instructors out there that are telling you that, you can get thousands of visitors overnight or in a week or something like that. That's great for a website, for example, that has age, and it's been found in Google's index a few years back, let's say 3 years back. 5 years is great, 10 years is amazing, but if you don't have that trust in age, it's going to be more difficult. So if you don't have the trust in age, what we're going to do is leverage authority sites. I will get into that a little bit later, but keep these things in mind moving forward. We have to forge value, build trust, etc. So